It was a dark and stormy night as Donald Trump sat in hysterical tears staring out the window of the Oval Office onto the streets and the millions who had come for him. He knew it was over when his Secret Service agents were the last man standing and they walked out of his office, telling him, "No, sir, we will not fire on American citizens," and he slumped into the chair. He had, in coordination with Vladimir Putin, tried to execute the perfect plan to destroy democracy and to install himself as the supreme ruler of the land, but it had failed. He had been caught when the hidden notes from his first meeting with Putin in Helsinki were revealed, where he received his first Putin marching orders. "Cheat, we will help." Yes, the jig was up, and the people were tossing him into the streets for his treason and attempted coup of American democracy. As he was led into the streets, the waiting sea of people parted, stood aside, all the while booing and hissing, some clapping for his walk of shame, some throwing excrement in response to his "No Kings" meme to an escort that would take him to Russia, where Putin had granted him political asylum. Americans stood aside, knowing that once again they had gloriously beaten and said no to a man who would be king. Hello, listeners, and welcome. This is the Boogeyman Report, your official site for news from the left-wing liberal radical Democrats, where each episode we're going to talk about truth, justice, and the American way. Let's get started, shall we? The truth is that the movement of Maga is nothing more than a coordinated psychological warfare operation against the people of the United States. It is funded by Putin, Xi, Kim Jong-un, Donald Trump, and other American oligarch wannabes who hate and detest the very thought of freedom of the people. And it has been used to poison the minds of our young and the undereducated. It has been infiltrated by the American Nazi Party and has attracted a following of pathetic closet Rambos who are so afraid of their own shadows that they dare not have a one-on-one without their posse to back them up. It's been infiltrated and funded by the extreme far-right Christian movement, who want to see women subjugated on their backs or in the kitchen. They are so longing for Armageddon and the end times that they see Trump, with his false flag shot in the ear gag, as a true sign that he is the Antichrist, and they want heaven now. Damned be the cost to humanity. It has been funded by other extremist religious groups that would see America as its members-only caliphate, complete with a false messiah in con man Trump. They pray for the handmaid's tale to become reality. They profess to be Christians, yet turn their eyes from their fellow man and their suffering. Trump is running roughshod over every American tenet of decency, Christianity, humanity, and basic rights, as these fools kneel at his feet, blasphemously praising and exalting him as the new Christ or Antichrist, whichever prayer you heed. The truth is, folks, you, me, we just need to work harder. We must continue to stand up and just say no to this fool and his maniacal hordes who have fallen so far away from reality and into the abyss of complete insanity. Educate, demonstrate, activate, create, and illustrate to every American. We are here. We will not be silenced by Trump, Putin, Xi, Un, or Speaker Johnson. And that's the truth. Justice. The Boogeyman's Boogie Justice Award today recognizes its newest recipients, American television viewers. When Trump and his oligarchical pals tried to suspend Jimmy Kimmel from his talk show, Americans acted against Disney and Hulu. Jimmy Kimmel found himself the center of controversy after making comments about a right-wing political activist. His comments went viral, and Disney executives, at the direction of Donald John Trump, pulled his show from the air 2 days later. He was eventually reinstated when Americans stood up to the censorship and demanded they reverse course. Hell no. This is our democracy, and we will be heard. But the downtime has impacted Disney's bottom line severely when it comes to the company's two streaming services, with an enormous surge of cancellations in September. Both Disney and Hulu saw their losses grow in just a month's time, and those viewer losses can be attributed to subscribers that chose to cancel their subscriptions rather than be censored when Jimmy Kimmel was taken off the air. American viewers will not be censored, nor have their CEOs or corporate television or network oligarchs silence us. We, the people, spoke. And just look at the power we have as one nation, united against tyranny and a despot who would be king and his cronies. Now that's justice. Well done, American viewers. The American way. The American way is an oddity. We live in a democracy, yet the American way is to seemingly take the freedoms that come with that democracy for granted. We are free to read, and yet, oddly enough, we fail to look back at history and observe the syncopated beat of a dictatorship and tyranny now knocking on our door of freedom in an attempt to censor what we read. We openly run to aid others when they are being repressed, subjugated, and threatened by tyranny. And yet, here we sit, frozen in our own sense of this can't happen here. We were free to vote until Donald Trump and his pal Elon Musk rigged the election, and every sitting Republican turned a blind eye to their illegality and the illegitimate results. And by the looks of it, the man who would be king is just itching to start a war, to have wartime presidential powers, which we know his sycophants in Congress would grant him just to curry his favor. This would allow the despot puppet to deny our right to vote in a free and fair election. It's called fascism, folks. Ask Mike Johnson, who leads the attack on democracy in Congress. We Americans, on all sides of the political spectrum should be very concerned. Concerned that this administration has used drones to surveil no-king protests, used spies and intel units to capture facial images and more. Be aware, citizens of America, the true deep state is being formed under Donald Trump and his minion who support the coup of our country. And they are building files on us all. This means you, left, right, middle, and others. This is how a monster is created, by intruding on the First Amendment rights of our people, and this must not stand. As I say goodbye, I want to thank you for taking the time to stop by and take a listen. It's important that we the people continue to drown out the political noise so full of hatred and false divisions, and start listening to the people that mean the most to us in our lives, each other. It's time we push back together as one America. And I want to help that happen with truth, justice, and the American way. And I promise you this, I will never stand quietly and let any dictator or despot or fascist who would be king poop on my country without a hell of a fight. That is the American way. Until next time, peace out from just another left-wing, liberal, radical Democrat. And please don't forget to select, subscribe, and tell 2 friends so you'll never miss another episode of The Boogeyman Report.